I grew up in a little town west of Minneapolis, about 110 miles, called Sacred Heart. Not only worked in town, my father and I also worked, had a farm a mile and a half from town, and when we got tired of living in town, we'd move out to the farm and do some farming. I plowed with a team of horses and a walking plow. It was the boy that walked, not the plow, by the way. And when the horses got tired, I thought the old man wasn't looking. I'd lie down and let the horses breathe, and I'd dream about somebody from the outside world coming up with some fast-stepping horses and tell me, we're just been looking for a boy that'll go out with us and with our circus. And how would you like it? Oh, it'd be wonderful, and so forth and so on. By that time, the dream was over, time to go home and do the chores at night. So, when I became 21, I followed in my father's footsteps and went up to northwestern North Dakota, right up on the Canadian border, and homesteaded near a little railroad town called Crosby. Just a day or two ago, I was rummaging around in some old papers of mine, and I came upon an old diary I didn't even know I had. It was written by a fellow I had known up there on the claim near Crosby, name of Ray Hanson. Ray's father, Hendrick, had come up there in the 90s. So by now, Ray, together with his brother John and the old man, was working a decent-sized farm while I was still living in my old sod shack. So I figured I'm not necessarily getting any younger at 94 years of age, and here was an opportunity to put down a good yarn about those old times. Good times, too, almost forgotten by most folks. Times when we had the powers that be on the run. I had Ray's diary to tell most of the story for me, so I sat down at my typewriter and got started.
March 19th, 1915. Going to see Inga this afternoon. Be tough and insist on an answer. And I got you now. Don't tell me. If you don't tell me, I'm going to put snow down your back.
If you put snow down my back, I'll say no.
And then I won't put snow down your back.
Then I won't say no.
What will you say?
Yes.
September 5th, 1915, the day of my engagement party. We started off in the Blind Pig in the back of Gordon's elevator. The joke is that Gordon steals your grain from you in the front, then bootlegs it back to you as booze in the rear. But he's just a flunky for the big milling boys in the Twin Cities. Small potatoes compared to those grafters.
You're sold on this league, aren't you?
Yeah, you're going to be sold on it, too. The next few months are going to be critical.
Oh, come on. Don't get started on the league again.
Don't get serious on it, Sven.
I'm only saying think about it.
Time for another toast? All right.
I see.
Here's to Ray. I told him not to do it, but he did it.
One brother down, one to go.
You're next, Johnny.
Yeah. Bye.
What do you got?
I'm out.
I gotta go get cleaned up. Come on, Ray. You don't want to keep my way.
Well, I'm going to stay one more hand. It's my deal, then. I'm winning. Oh, what do you got?
You going, Knut?
See you in a little bit.
See you at home then, huh?
I'll be there.
And don't be late.
I'll be there.
With John gone, Sven got going on the league again. I told him I'd join, if I won enough money.
It's to you, Sven.
He gambled on a couple pairs, but I had 3 8s.
Very impressive, Ray.
Lay off, Sven. It's my engagement day.
I never met an organizer yet with a sense of humor.
Snart får jag göra det här själv, Inga. Men du ska gifta dig med Ray, så du har ju sina kompensationer. Oroa dig inte, han kommer.
When I finally got out of there, I knew I'd be in trouble at home. And there are 2 things Mother doesn't tolerate: missing grace and talking politics at the table. But Father would be all right. I could just see him, waiting to get that first drink under his belt.
Amen.
Ligger folk här?
What the hell with the Christians? Bunch of hypocrites. Not all of them, but most of them.
Nej, här kommer brudgummen.
Kom igen.
Bättre sent än aldrig. Give us bond to him.
Yeah, I got
Are you in goatee? No window.
You come for dinner?
Nu ska vi ha den skänken den nylovet. Ja.
There's no hurry, really, you know. It's a special occasion, you know.
Of course, it was a strange engagement party without Inga's parents there. Ole and Adelaide had decided to hire out to a thrashing crew at the last minute. Couldn't come. Anything to make ends meet. But Uncle Tor tried to cheer everybody up by telling his grass story for the 100th time.
Ja, det här är inte en sann förtällning. Sann historia. Det är en sann historia. Så, när jag läste av Steinlasse så la jag mig ner på kvile i stund. Det var gott och varmt. Det låg där, sola sken, så fint. Och så hörde jag en sa av hela den slua så hördes liksom kristling i graset. Kunde inte förstå vad det var. Jag tänkte på det en stund och så tänkte jag, det är det nya graset som kommer upp under det gamla graset, så lyfter det lite grann och så blir det så jag hörde att graset också.
Nej, är det sant då?
Ja, det är så sant som jag sett här.
So where's the toast? What? Where's the toast? Well, if there's a toast you want, then you'll have a toast. Here's to Inga and Ray. Good people. Skål! Skål! But make sure, Ray, that you make love like a Viking marauder. Skål! There we go. Yeah.
For my part, I've written a poem. Here goes. Ole was a hunter who hunted the buffalo. But Lena hunted Ole and laid the poor boy low. And when the couple went to bed to keep their marriage pledge, Lena stayed on her own side. Ole hugged the other edge. And so it went for one full year. And Lena's belly rose, and Ole's friends came by to toast the thing that they supposed. And Ole smiled, and Lena smiled, and let their neighbors know that they did sure appreciate the friends that loved them so. The next year, too, a child was born, and once more guests came by, and Ole smiled, and Lena smiled, and no one questioned why. And finally, one cold winter's night, Lena turned to Ole and said, "Ole, don't you want to come to my side of the bed?" Said Ole, "Lena, dear, I am a hunter who hunts the buffalo. I learned my trade from the Indians, and I do things just so." In olden times, the Indians rode up and speared their prey, but now we have repeating guns, we fire from far away. So, Lena, dear, we have 2 sons by this method, tried and true. I'd be nothing but a Tuscan to come and sleep with you.
Good.
To Ray and Inga, skål.
Poor Seth has only given Papa a month.
Charlie Forsythe, the banker from Crosby, is demanding his mortgage payment. Ole and Adelaide can work their fingers to the bone, but only a good harvest can help them now.
Han kan förstå det inte.
Ja, jag vet. Han kan vara tvär.
Han kan komma på tid en dag.
Ja, Ray har aldrig gjort någonting med tilltag, vet du. Han är vrang. Du kan inte fortälla han någonting. Han må lära med sin egen fel.
Gjorde jag rätt, Jenny?
Kan någon säga vad är rätt i dessa dagar? Inga, hvis du vill ha han, så må du huska detta. Han har en god hjärta. Men du kan inte framma han. Han vill inte böja, men han kunna bräcka. Ska vi gå till huset?
Ja.
After Inga and the guests had gone, Father and I took a walk up on the hill. He drank a toast to my engagement, but asked me to hold the wedding off till after harvest. Inga's parents are too worried about mortgage payments right now. But I wonder if he knows I'm more worried about him. All right?
Jag hade samma dröm. That little gray bird trying to get in. Kept trying. Then I heard him at the kitchen window. I covered that. You still hear him banging, trying to get in.
Better get some sleep, Far. Well, I'll leave the lamp.
Ta det med, du.
Good night, Far.
God kväll.
Kom igen, då ska vi gå. Pasta.
Giv mig den där. Ja, det är gott. Det är bra.
September 15th, 1915. Today we went to Ole and Adelaide's to butcher. Ole's up against it. This is the last of their pigs, the one Inga and the kids raised on a bottle.
It's washed.
When we were through, Howard came over and started to badger me about the League again.
Somebody ought to do something.
Howard and Sven want to start organizing down around Wild Rose, and they need men to help. A lot of talk, but nothing ever comes of it. Anyway, I had to get home to help Father with the cattle.
Bring over here, boys.
With grain prices down, we need the cash now. We spent the afternoon rebranding for the new owners.
Get up! Get up, you devil!
Now all Father's got left is black toes.
You in, go, cow.
He's so fond of the little calf, I don't think anything could make him give it up.
Kanske du ger en dag
When the threshing crew gets here, we've got to be ready.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ray. They'll be here soon.
Herren välsigne dig och alla som är samlat här i Jesu namn. Amen.
The day after the funeral, the threshing crew finally arrived. We worked straight up the section road and finished our place in Canute's in 5 days. Today we're setting up at Ole's. The wheat is still dry and in good shape, but Ole's in bed with a high fever. Kenny, Klaus, and some of the others have rallied together to help, but Uncle Tor is afraid there's a new blizzard blowing in from Canada, so there's no time to lose. Inga, how soon?
About 10 minutes.
How's your papa?
He's worried.
Well, don't you worry. Things will work out.
Jag tror inte mycket på det. Det kommer vi ha för mycket igen hos tröskeln. Jag tror inte det kommer att gå. Jag går nog skott så kommer det gå med den här tröskeln. Ja, det ser dåligt ut. Det så bara vill värma upp. Vet du, det var så kallt så vill jag hjälpa mycket. Men den stygga kulden egentligen. Här är en stygga vind så när vi hyllan kommer till oss. Det blir en snöstorm, vet du. Men allt är liksom lättgör sig.
But we did it. When we went back to the cook car, we had saved 90% of Ole's crop. Thank God for friends and neighbors like these. Harvest dance in town tomorrow night. About time for a celebration.
Back. Over. I'll fill you up with the last thing I do.
November 1st, 1915. Inga and I have set our wedding date, but Mother won't be here. The farm no longer seems like home to her with Henrik gone. Her sister Amanda is sick back at the old home place in Ohio, and Mother is going to visit her for the last time. But our lives go on, and now new problems have appeared. Grain prices are still down, and we've had to take out a second mortgage with Forsyth to meet expenses. The railroads have raised shipping rates to the Twin Cities again, and everyone's feeling the pinch. As times get harder, League organizers like Howard and Sven don't waste any time. But they're dreamers if they think they can fight the big money boys head on. Try to tell them that.
Sorry.
Sven never misses a chance to get on me about the League.
Howard and I were thinking, your Uncle Tor Nyquist lives down on the Wild Rose Road.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, we don't have so many old rebel Norwegians down there. Now the threshing's done, if you go down there and talk to some of those men with your Uncle Tor, you'd really help us get things rolling.
Well, John's going to need me at the farm now that Farr's dead. And, well, in a month, I'm going to be a married man.
Ray, you argued with me for 6 months before you even signed up. Now that we can use that big mouth of yours, you got nothing to say.
Well, I'd like to help, but I just can't. I'll see you around. I've got enough problems without Sven. Inga's afraid that Forsyth might not give Ole an extension on his mortgage in spite of the good harvest. Ole can't sell his grain until prices go up, but Forsyth may not want to wait that long.
Mr. Sorensen, Mr. Forsyth will see you now.
He's delinquent here.
Yeah, that's 3 years ago. It was a bad year for everyone.
Well, Ray, we get no pleasure out of foreclosure.
Ole's been a good customer of yours for many years.
Yeah, I know, and my father knew his father. It's a good family. I understand that.
He's a hard worker. He can't help flax wilt. I hope you'll be able to give him a break, Charlie.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ray. I'll do everything I can.
Thanks, Charlie. In spite of my protests, Howard and Sven finally got me to go to a League meeting up around Kenmare over the weekend. The League program sounds good on paper. Who wouldn't want state banks, elevators, and a few good farmers in there running things instead of those stuffed shirts from Bismarck and Fargo? But is it fair to raise people's hopes if nothing can be done?
Look, Ray.
Here, let me have it.
Drinking and arguing about workers doesn't get the work done. We're alone here now. It's just the two of us. And you've got to take on a bigger share of the load.
Eat too much, John.
If we work, we live. And if we don't, we die. And it's that simple. It's survival.
Grain prices, short weights, dockage fees, phony grading, land speculation, mortgage rates. That's what survival's about.
No.
That's what survival's about.
No. You guys can talk till you're blue. Tuscan. Reset! Schiffsstopper!
Finger!
Yeah, they're part of it.
Ja, ta både Hanson og alt det andre vi trenger.
Irv, you sure you get the door?
Yeah, I'll get it.
Like Ole's taking it pretty hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I should go talk to him.
Don't say it. Don't say anything.
Go, Inga.
Ja, steng alle dørene og se at lemmene for vinduene også.
December 1st, 1915. Inga's gone, and who knows what will happen to us now. The family can stay with their Uncle Murphy, who runs a store in Crosby. But Ole and Adelaide are farmers. There'll be fish out of water in town.
You're not helping anything, you know.
And you are.
No, I'm not. I'm doing the only thing I can do. Tend to my own business.
Good for you, John. You smug bastard.
Guys, got to go.
Never mind.
Let's talk.
Hey, come here, snook!
Right in here.
Ray. Wake up, Ray. Wake up, Ray. Come on.
Feeling pretty sorry for yourself.
Enough of that.
Instead of this, could have been up in Wild Rose where we needed a man. Let's go get some coffee. Come on.
December 15th, 1915. This was supposed to be my wedding day. John's no help. All he talks about is money. He's still holding our grain off the market, waiting for prices to go up, so we're broke. The worse things get, the more Sven and Howard lean on me about organizing in Wild Rose.
I'm going to bed. Ray, don't do anything stupid. I can't roof by myself. And they'll be all right without your help.
going. I'm going, John. Is the League gonna roof this barn for us? Is the League gonna sweet talk poor sizing for getting our loan? I gotta have you this week, Ray. I've got to if we're gonna lose this place. You're right. I'm right. So you'll stay?
That's why I'm gonna go, because I'm not gonna let fellas like Forsyth steal another farm. That's ours included.
Stopping at farms all along the way. Everywhere I found farmers skeptical or scared. They've been stung by politicians for so long, they're suspicious. I traveled as far east as Hamlet and McGregor and found the same thing. A lot of discontent, but reluctance to do anything about it. I tried to stay in touch while I was gone, but only a few of her letters reached me. Her family had gone on to stay with relatives in Milwaukee, and Inga was left alone with Murphy in the store. I'd only seen her a couple of times since the foreclosure, so it was a welcome relief to go up to Crosby for a weekend. I found that Murphy's store is being boycotted by local businessmen as a hotbed of League activity.
Take out the banker and one of these grain commission boys and throw in a railroad man. Put them in a barrel, roll it down the hill, and you know there'd be a son of a bitch on the top every time.
Murphy is planning a meeting about the problem, and Inga is helping with preparations.
How's it going?
There's a lot to do.
Well, we better get busy.
Yeah.
What time is it?
8:30.
January 4th, 1916. I had to leave early so I could reach Wild Rose by nightfall and still make some stops along the way. Late in the afternoon, I spotted a couple of farms set near the Little Muddy River and decided to try my luck.
You have a mortgage with Forsyth, don't you?
That's kind of a personal question there.
Well, I know you do.
I've got a little one with him.
Now, what happens if you get in the hole and he decides to foreclose on you? And there's not a damn thing you can do about it.
And he'd have to grow a mite before he foreclose on me.
Yeah, but if you get in the hole, he can do it.
Well, I'm not in the hole yet.
See, I've got the same problems. If I want to be able to get the price I want for my grain, something's going to have to change. That's what the League is trying to do.
I just don't see where it's going to do us much good. I'll tell you what I'll do. Being you're so serious about this thing, I'll make you an offer. I'll wrestle you for it. And if I pin you, you get out of here and leave me and Harry alone. If you pin me, we'll join up with you. You game for that? You want to dig it up on you?
Sodbuster?
You just lost, you dumb cowboy.
How you figure that, Sodbuster?
You just lost.
Det känns så konstigt. Jag vill att han ska vara här om jag ska behålla känslorna.
Inga, det är svåra tider. Jag vet inte själv vad som händer. För 3 veckor sedan så... Knut kom inte hem. Han var borta i 3 dagar. Jag vet inte var han var någonstans. Jag var så nervös. Hade jag inte haft ungarna så hade jag varit helt förstörd. Men när han kom, ja, då hade han varit med de andra bönderna och de hade suttit och pratat och de måste hjälpa varandra. De hade varit borta i Ambros. Men folk behöver hjälpa varandra. Det ligger någonting i luften. Att vi behöver hjälpa varandra just nu. Jag tror det. Jag vet inte vad kvinnans plats är längre.
Jag vet inte vart vi kan gå och vad vi kan göra. Men vi kan göra något. Tror jag.
Det hoppas jag med.
Laid out now, eh?
Well, there you go, Chris. No more rocks.
There's more of them out in the field.
Oh, come on, Chris. Give me a break.
So you could pick them up, too, at the same time.
Okay, why don't we come and talk with me?
Yeah, all right.
All right?
All right, I'll do that. I'll get over there with you. So, I don't think you're very smart when you come out to the farm and hold rocks.
I did it to show you that we were working for you, that we want to work for the farmers.
Oh, well, you figured you could trick me into joining up, huh?
We're not trying to trick you into anything. We're farmers ourselves.
Yeah, but I think you guys are too slick to deal with.
I mean, if you get in the hole and the bank forecloses, there's no one to help you right now.
Yeah, but a small farmer is better off stay by himself.
Well... Yeah, you're a mighty stubborn man, Chris.
No, I'm pretty hard to get. I gotta study it out and figure it out.
Okay, you do that. You do that.
See how it'll work.
We're pretty stubborn, too, you know.
Well, you gotta be stubborn once in a while.
So I'm gonna see you when I come back through.
I don't think they do any good.
Well, I am. Here, I'll see you.
Well, I'll go by then.
February 5th, 1916. When I got back to Crosby, all I wanted to do was see Inga. But Murphy, always the staunch socialist, was starting to wonder about the League, so I had to hear him out.
I'm worried about Townley. He's out telling people anything to get their $6 and nobody can control him anymore. What do you mean? He doesn't have a long-range plan. All he wants to do is get the $6 for the members.
And when Townley and Tigan and those fellows from the Socialist Party, they went out and started organizing farmers, and they were successful, and what happened? They got booted out of the Socialist Party. Socialists just don't like success, that's all.
No, that isn't true.
That's true. I've never met a successful socialist.
No, I know. They all think we're crazy.
You know what's going on. Murphy, I don't care what you say as far as I'm concerned. Townley's not true. Where'd you hear that?
I've heard him.
Mama says he hates the city. He just sits in his room all day. Worked in a factory for a while, but they laid him off. Doesn't even talk to the kids anymore.
This morning, Inga and I went back to the farm together. Can I get out, Mom? When was the last time we did this? Let's see, I was 12.
I was 8.
Poor monsters.
Yeah.
You're my monster. We both wished that our day could go on forever, but of course it ended. The old life was over for us now. Our only hope lay in building something new. February 15th, 1916. The price of wheat finally went up to $1.12 a bushel, so John came up to Crosby to sell. It looked like his waiting tactics had finally paid off. I came up from Wild Rose to help him at the elevator, but the roads were bad and I got in late.
Come on, Gordon, stay in the theater. Nobody else is going to give you a beat like this. You can't find beat like this.
Sorry, but I'd like to, but that's all I can do. Number 4.
Now, wait, Gordon.
Look, now, just calm down.
Is that number 4?
Well, don't blame me for the snow.
But there's no damage. Look at the stuff.
All I know is you're threshed in the snow. Now, look, John, I'm a businessman. I have to sell this stuff in Minneapolis after I buy it from you.
Now, wait, Gordon. This is going to ruin me.
Take it or leave it.
Oh, come on, look at it, goddammit! This is number 1 North Dakota R&B!
Take it easy. Come on, take it easy.
I checked every sackery. That's beautiful beat in there. You're some booster. You never give up, do you?
thought he could get along without choosing sides, just as I once had. But it didn't take a genius to figure out why Gordon had rejected our wheat. Sven and Howard had been downgraded too. If we can't sell our grain, we'll go under, probably before planting time. When Uncle Tor heard what had happened, he was furious. He set up a meeting for Howard and me with some of the key men over at Chris Torson's Soddy.
All right, let me ask you fellas a question then. If you buy a pound of coffee, who sets the price for that coffee?
God only knows, Ray.
God set the price of the coffee you buy, Gordon?
No, ain't Ingvalson and his missus. And that missus, she's... one week she'll have it a cent up, and the next week it'll be another cent up.
So Andy's missus sets the price. Is that what you're trying to tell me, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but where does she get the coffee?
Jag tror de köper kaffen österför.
Who is that?
I think that has to be Ted. Minot brings it up. About once a week or so. I don't think he comes that often. I think it's more once a month. I almost had in my head it was just once a week or twice a week.
No, it's only once a week.
Beside that, I mean, that's beside the point. Does Ted set the price?
He's just a sales associate.
That's right. He just works for another company. And what about that company?
Det company
Oh, but are they in there alone? Are they doing it all by themselves?
No, de har stora kompanier som driver och sänder ut och sänder till andra.
Ja, alltså de stora kompanier, de tar en förtjänst och de små kompanier tar profit och så går det hela vägen upp, dyrare och dyrare.
De ska stödja, ha lite där stackare folket som ska köpa det, vet du så.
Yeah, and the railroads are involved there too.
They're getting their costs. You can bet your boots about that. So, I mean, you got so many things there, it gets pretty confusing. Maybe God does set the price. You know? But I mean, what it comes down to, what you're paying is the cost of bringing the coffee into Minneapolis, the cost of processing and packaging it there, the cost of bringing it into North Dakota, the cost of distributing it throughout the whole state, and then finally, on top of that...
Yeah, and then Mrs. Ingvalson.
Then you got Mrs. Ingvalson putting her 5 or 10 cents on top of that, right?
That's right.
That's what you're paying. That's what's setting the price. And the kicker in the whole thing, though, is where does that coffee really come from?
It comes from Brazil. That's where it's grown.
Jag förstår vad han Ray prövar att säga att kaffe är akkurat som kveten våres. Vi sänder den till öst och får den uppmärkt och sen tillbaka och alla samman får en stor profit. Och det är det som Ray prövar att säga.
Farming is the only business where you buy retail, you sell wholesale, lower than wholesale. You have no control over your product at all. You're just a damn slave.
And that's what the League's all about, and that's what we're trying to change. We can't do it without the farmers.
Ray, you're pretty sharp there, Ray.
Yeah, for not even having a high school education.
Ja, det är många av dem som äter pengar dina och med krokete och prövar att få allt du har.
Yeah, but it's not how we say it. It's what we say, and that's the truth.
Ja, när prästen präker så förändrar han inte skriften varje gång.
That's right.
I opened my Bible and it brought back old times. I could hear Mother's teardrops on every line. There on the pages, a fragment still lay of a faded blue ribbon and a lilac bouquet.
been busy and haven't seen Inga at all. She writes that Murphy's going to Minot this weekend, so we'll have the house to ourselves. Going to stop in at Gordon's first, though. Sven and I are meeting with some Kenmare farmers about the upcoming nominating conventions. After that, no more politics until Monday.
Vilken fin ring, Inga. Det var min mors. Det kunde varit så fint. Morbror i Minot. Det var min första. Pelorna i hustrut till honom. Kari, småsakerna måste komma först.
Inga. Vad vill du göra? Jag måste gå nu. Men du måste tala om för honom. Du måste göra det.
You've been at Gordon's.
Ja.
Papa was always gone. As soon as the harvest was over, he'd be out on the road selling books. To make ends meet, he said. He was a terrible salesman. So silent and tall. I think people were afraid of him. He just wanted to get away. Mother and I sat alone on the farm all winter, trying to keep the girls happy. Mother never said what she was feeling. You don't complain, you know, it isn't done. But you can worry. You can worry and fret it to death. The roof needed mending. The fence wasn't fixed. The cistern leaked. The chimney needed cleaning. And wasn't somebody gonna do something about it so that you wouldn't have to worry all the time? But you never said. You never spoke up. Never once in that good God-fearing home ever said what you meant. I'm lonesome. I want him there when I turn over at night. I want him. I need him. Have you ever looked at your face, Ray? So hard and stiff. That's the way Papa's face was. Maybe I've loved you because of it.
You said loved.
I have loved you. And I'm trying to love you. But you love what you're doing.
It'll end. I promise you.
The people you're fighting don't give up, Ray. If we win, we'll be fighting them off for the rest of our lives.
And if we lose?
If we lose, we'll have each other.
It's not enough.
No. It isn't.
Oh, what's coming in here all dressed up? Must have got a raise.
Boy, are you ever looking sharp. Say, you gonna be a little nervous tonight?
Never mind about that. Just make sure you're there tonight.
I'll be there. Don't worry about that.
I'll be there. Don't worry, we'll be there. I'll pull them for you.
Okay, well, I'll see you fellas tonight then.
Yeah?
Okay. You bet.
Good luck to you.
Well, folks, we're all here together tonight to meet a man we've all heard about. If he was an old gang politician, I would stand up here and talk about how great a fella he was, until you fell asleep like you do in church. But I can't do that. Lucky for me, he's a farmer. So now I'd like to introduce you to the next governor of the state, farmer, leaguer, our friend, Lynn J. Fraser. Election Eve, 1916. Last night, a terrible storm hit most of the state. All day, we've been moving from farm to farm, helping people dig out and feed their livestock, then get their cars and rigs going so they can go to town and vote. Telephone and telegraph wires are down all over the state, so we have no idea what's happening in other areas. We can only hope that everyone is doing the same thing we are, getting the farmers to the polls by whatever means possible.
Well, I guess the crooks made it. They fixed it.
This morning, the Sioux came in with the Fargo newspapers. The League had lost badly in all the eastern cities. It seemed impossible that all our efforts could end this way. But then the late mail train came in. The rural vote had turned things around. Primary won, we all set our sights ahead to the general elections in the fall. Much work remains to be done, and there isn't much time to celebrate. But as John and I drove back to the farm tonight, we felt, for the first time in our lives, powerful. But leave it to the powers that be. They don't get there by accident. The long-feared letter from Forsyth was there when we got back. The mortgage is up, and no elevator in the area will accept our wheat. Even if the League wins in September, help from the farmers' government will still be months away. Forsyth has played his last card, but it's a good one. Disappear. Hopes that never end. They shine, they glow. Blue, yellow, green. Never what they seem. There then gone. Nothing lasts long. Inga came out to the farm when she heard about the foreclosure. Inga.
I know.
You struggle for a good life and you never get to live it.
Where are you going now?
Well, Howard wants me up in Fortuna. I'll be in Crosby for the election.
I'll see you there then.
I picked up Howard and we headed for Fortuna up near the Montana border. Who can say what is coming next? But win or lose, I'm a part of it. I have a place.
One of these days, they'll go too far. And, well, you know what I'm talking about. I'm an optimist, and I know the good comes out of the bad. Things are going to change, I'm sure of it. I've got time. I can wait.